Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. We're going to talk about making jelly from American beauty berries. And of course, we've got some other things we're going to make jelly from. So let's get into it. First, if we're going to make us some beautyberry jelly, we got to harvest some beauty berries. And where we're at, I don't know if where you're at, if there's a lot of them, but I just kind of rub. I don't try to get all of them. If they don't come off good, that's usually a sign that they're not real ripe. You want to kind of get them filled out, but you want them to kind of come off fairly easy. And those are kind of a little young still, but we have plenty to choose from. We have some over here. Now I don't try to harvest all of them either. I just get some, maybe knock some on the ground, so we'll have more next time. But we'll see if we can't get a pretty good batch. Now where we're at, we've always had American beauty berries, but until recently I didn't know that they made jelly. I thought maybe there was a berry that couldn't be eaten. And after I did a little bit of research, come to find out that these are a good healthy berry, lots of antioxidants, and they kind of compare somewhat to elderberries. So as far as I think maybe flavor or such, but we're going to find out, and we're going to bring you around along for our process. Okay, we've got our American Beautyberry jelly, which is set real nice. Of course, we use quite a bit of pectin in it. I didn't go through the process with it. I'll put it down in the description. But the American Beautyberry, what we did there was we had 4 cups of juice that we juiced from those berries, and we added 11 tablespoons of pectin, and we put 8 cups of sugar in there. I believe that's right. Actually, 6 cups of sugar and 5 tablespoons of lemon juice. And it did come out pretty good. Now what we've got here is we've got some more corn cob jelly. Now we used our corn cobs. These were from actually last year's crop when we shelled out the corn to do cornmeal and such, animal feed. We kept the good cobs. We made some jelly, but we kept the rest of the cobs, and we ended up with 3 quarts of juice, which the recipe calls for 6 cups. So we had enough for 2 double batches. Now they say don't do a double batch. Now you do have to have a good sized burner to do a double batch, because the part of it is your temperature when you put your sugar in. But a double batch, we ended up with 8 cups, half pints, and we had a little bit left, which what we might do is take and add part of this batch to that and come up with full one. Otherwise, we'll just put that in the fridge. Now, when you do this, you have to add your pectin to your juice, and with this corn cob jelly, we took and used a double batch. So what we used was actually 16 teaspoons of or tablespoons of pectin, we use 6 cups of sugar, and we use 6 cups uh, of juice for the batch. Now this batch is done. We're doing another batch of actually of corncob jelly. So we'll use up all our corn cobs and then done. But what you got to do is you heat your stuff up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move to the hot burner. We're taking I never put my lid on real tight. I'm going to move this over to the hot burner so we can run this full, and we'll keep this on this burner so it keeps it warm, so it'll be ready when we start our next batch. But anyway, what we'll do is we heat this up until it gets to a brisk boil, and then we're going to put all our sugar in at one time, and we've got it pre-measured out, and then we'll keep stirring this until it gets to a rapid boil. We want it to get nice and hot with its boil, because that's going to change the consistency of the sugar. It's going to cause a change to it, and it's going to cause it to set up. You know, those of you that make candy, you know, if you run it hotter, you got to get it real hot to make it actually crystallize and get hard. Well, we don't want it to get hard, but we want it to start firming up. We're not cooking juice out of it or anything. We're just raising the temperature to make it react differently. But anyway, we're going to heat this up and do this, and I'll put the recipes down in the bottom of there, and we're going to make some elderberry syrup today too. Okay, after your pectin and juice comes to a boil, we'll take and put sugar in, and we want to stir it, which it's all mixed in good. We pour it all in at one time, and then we're going to bring this to a nice rapid boil. Now, what I want to stress is this is a stainless pot, and I always recommend stainless pots, but this has a clad bottom, so it dissipates the heat through the whole, or disperses it through the whole bottom. Now, if you have a regular one, you tend to want to burn in places where, especially if you've got natural gas or propane, where the burner is tips of heat, and a lot of times it'll get hotter in those areas. Now, stirring it constantly does make a difference, but also the flat bottom is perfect. Now, we just recently got this pot because we wanted one that was taller and just a few more quarts than our one. So we've got this new pot here. But now what I'm going to do is let this get hot and start boiling, and then we'll show what it looks like. Okay, now we're going to do some elderberry. Now, we did some elderberry jelly earlier, and you've seen it in our juicing video if you watched it, and it didn't set good and firm. It set somewhat, but not very good. So we're going to call that syrup, and we're going to make some jelly. And I want to talk about clear jelly. When your jelly is nice and clear, not cloudy, now there's a little trick to that, which juicing takes out a lot of it. But if you buy one of these reusable coffee filters, this is excellent for straining the juice out. This is what I always use, the strainer, but then whenever I come back, I use this coffee filter, and it takes out the rest. It does a really good job. Now, if you was to do that right off, you can see as elderberries, when we get them, you would just clog it up. It'd take a long time, but as far as for making your final juice, this is really good. And we're doing our time for our rapid boil after we put sugar in. I wanted to say a little trick that you can do when you're making jelly to keep it from foaming so bad on top is put a half a teaspoon of butter in it, and that'll break the surface tension. Well, here's part of our jelly. Of course, we got our beauty berries done, we've got our corncob jelly, and we've got our elderberry jelly. And we've got our sourdough bread with a little jelly on it, so we can enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and select all so you'll be notified when I post new ones. Give her a big thumbs up and share this video. Enjoy everything that comes with that gardening experience.